and welcome to Military Mayday. We're pointing out a few pieces on the chessboard. Well, looky here. Hamas says we will repeat October 7th again and again. Last week, Ahmad stormed out of an interview with the BBC after he was asked about the terrorist group's massacre of civilians in Israel on October 7th. Israel is a country that has no place in our land, Hamas official Ghazi Hamad told Lebanese news outlet LBC News this week. According to a report from the Translation of the Middle East Media Institute released on Wednesday, we must remove that country, he continued, talking about Israel. Hamas Ghazi, we will repeat the October 7th attack time and time until Israel is annihilated. We are victims. Everything we do is justified. We must teach Israel a lesson, and we will do this again and again. The Al-Aqsa flood is just the first time, and there will be a second, third, a fourth, because we have the determination to fight. Mike continued talking about the civilian price of the attack that has been paid on both sides of the war. He expressed that the killings of the Rayum Music Festival were the result of complications on the ground. We will have to pay a price, yes, and we already pay it. We are called a nation of martyrs, and we are proud to sacrifice martyrs. He's also said the existence of Israel is what causes all the pain, blood, and tears. Is Israel, not us. We are the victims of the occupation, full stop. Nobody should blame us. October 7th, 10th, October, 1 million, everything we do is justified. Last week, Ahmad stormed out of an interview with the BBC after he was asked about the terrorist group's massacre of the civilians on the 7th. During the interview, Ahmad reiterated claims made starting a few days after the massacre that Hamas did not intend to kill any civilians during its assault. And then he walked out, I guess. So, interesting. And with that says, the UN is alarmed as the Mideast war intensifies. The United Nations chief said Tuesday he was deeply alarmed by the intensifying conflict between Israel and Hamas, while the UN Refugee Agency appealed for the divided Security Council to act. A 15-member council has not adopted any resolutions on a 3-week-long war in the Middle East, rejecting 4 drafts. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said that the escalating fighting included ground operations by Israeli Defense Forces accompanied by intense airstrikes and the continued rocket fire towards Israel and Gaza. Civilians have borne the brunt of the continued fighting from the onset, he said in a statement. I repeat my utter condemnation of the acts of terror perpetrated by Hamas on 7th October. There is never any justification for killing, injuring, or abduction of civilians. I appealed for the media and unconditional release of those civilians held hostage by Hamas. I condemn the killing of civilians in Gaza, and I am dismayed by the reports that 2/3 of those who have been killed are women and children. Guterres also underlines his fears about the risk of dangerous escalation beyond Gaza. As fierce fighting raged Tuesday, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees urged the UN Security Council to unite and back a ceasefire. A humanitarian ceasefire can at least stop this spiral of death, and I hope that you will overcome this division and exercise your authority in demanding one. Filippo Grandi told the Security Council in New York. Grandi later told reporters that bringing help into Gaza was the most important humanitarian goal. Palestinians do not want to leave Gaza. They want aid to come into Gaza, and that should be the priority. Some Security Council draft texts that have been blocked by the United States because they did not mention Israel's right to defend itself, while one was stymied by Russia and China in particular because it does not clearly call for a ceasefire. Israel launched its most intense military campaign ever on Gaza after suffering the bloodiest attack in history when Hamas gunmen on the 7th killed some 1,400 people. Israeli warplanes on Tuesday kept up relentless barrage of strikes on Gaza, where the Hamas-run health minister said at least 8,600 people have been killed, including over 3,500 children. And those are some big numbers right there. 3,500 children. I mean, let me tell you, they're wanting to be the next war machine, ain't they? Again, we Americans are told we have to open our borders and let all these people in, and we got to put up with this. We got to give them money. We got to do all this crap. But Israel don't even have to let in food to Gaza. Israel don't have to open their borders. And I don't know. I think that's wild. But anyway, tell me what you think on that. Smash the like button, subscribe. Till next time, we'll say toodaloo.